Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Ohio Guys here. My name is Christian Ocampo, and today I'm joined by another voice actor here in the scene. We have good old Kevin D Thelwell. How you doing, Kevin?
Hey, I'm doing pretty great. Nice day so far. Chilling.
Yeah, it's great to have you here, getting to jump into this interview. I'm very excited for this new edition.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so to get the ball rolling here, why don't you tell us what is it like working in the industry today?
Well, honestly, the industry's it's pretty nice. It's pretty interesting, and as things are going right now, specifically today, with the state of the world as it is, it's pretty different than how things were before. Most of the work right now is just from home, which is a lot more difficult in some aspects, but it's kinda nicer and a lot instead of having to, drive somewhere to a studio or be local to certain studios to get work. You can pretty much get work from anywhere in the world now, so it's added a lot more opportunities in the industry, a lot more challenges because now, there's a lot more competition, so it's pretty nice, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. With this home recording that's been going on for almost a year and a half now, as we record this interview, a lot of your fellow colleagues are recording from home, and then you have this cool booth that you have in your home, getting the work done from remote work. So definitely, that's been a game changer in this time, trying to get through the whole pandemic.
Yeah, it's been a crazy one. Interesting though, but we're, making the most of it, honestly.
Yeah, whatever gets the work done, whichever gets us the voiceover done, I think this has been a great key factor into all of that.
Yeah, people are really putting their best foot forward, just like I said, getting home recording setups, microphones, like audio engineers are honestly like the MVPs of this right now because they're making things sound like they're not recorded in different people's houses, and that's really the most important part. So everybody's putting their best foot forward on like all parts of the industry. It's pretty awesome.
Indeed, everyone has, and we've got so much great work here, so much great voice work. So, leading up to that next question, since your time in the voiceover industry, uh, what is your favorite project you have worked on?
My favorite project I've worked on. Wow, that's a pretty good one. Let's see. I'll say I like have the most fun with just like wacky characters I can just go all out with. So in terms of probably my favorite project working on, oh man, I guess I'd probably give it to like Prince of Tennis was pretty fun working on that one because I got to do a lot of interesting things with the director when it came to like certain types of returns versus forehand and backhand. And in that one, I got to do like a really long, like Dragon Ball esque scream that was pretty crazy, but it's super fun to do. So yeah, that one's probably the most fun. That my favorite one anyway to do so far, just because I got to do a lot of wacky things, got to do interesting things, and like that's probably like the first series I got to have a character in that I've actually known of beforehand, before like working on it or like watched it in the past. Like Prince of Tennis, something I watched when I was like really young on Toonami and stuff like that. So it was really cool to be part of that one.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, that one just got announced like almost like a week or two ago.
Yeah, it came out. Yeah, it got announced pretty recently that it came out. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that you enjoy it. You already know about that anime, and it helps just having that familiarity in the back of your mind when trying to record a show like this.
Oh yeah. Such a show like Prince of Tennis. Oh man, it is crazy and wacky. It's really fun to be a part of. It's goofy.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed your time recording for that one. So, On the subject of funny and comedy, here's another one that really had me laughing through the entire series. What was it like working in Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle?
I like that one a lot too. Getting to play Poseidon in that one was really great. Poseidon's like one of my favorite characters to play because I just vibe with that character type on so many different levels. It's like his state of being is always just me. Like this is how I'd react in this scenario to a lot of the stuff going on. So it's really good. I ended up watching like the whole show later on after the fact, and man, that show's really good. I like it. It's so goofy.
It's this one not only was it funny, but it was also cute because you see the little princess played by Kara Buckland. Just seeing her big old eyes, seeing her do silly things in the castle, driving all the demons crazy. And then your character, Poseidon, I just love his sarcastic approach to the comedy aspect where he's just watching from the back and just criticizing everyone or just making these little snide remarks as these funny moments are happening. So I think that's what makes this show very appealing and very just fun to watch, just seeing everything just transpire.
Yeah, he's just the commentary in the background is like, why are you guys doing this? What's going on? Like, I don't get it, but okay, we're rolling with it. It's pretty nice. And even he has like his goofy moments. He'll do something ridiculous that he thinks is normal. People look at him like he's crazy, so it's pretty nice too.
Yeah, I just love the whole dynamic with how they can make a cute show like this and be funny at the same time and still carry that momentum in every few minutes because there's almost no breaks in between its comedy aspect.
One gag to a next. Yeah, it's pretty back to back to back to back, which is good because some shows might not handle that well and might get stale eventually, but they always change it up just enough to keep it interesting the whole way through. They do a good job at that on that show.
Yeah, no, definitely. I hope to see more of this. Hopefully, it might consider making like a season two. There's just so many more jokes and more funny stuff that can happen in CP Princess.
Yeah, I hope too. Season 2 would be pretty cool.
Yeah, as long as we keep laughing in this, I'm all for it.
Fingers crossed.
All right, and for another show that's very unique in its own way with its storytelling and its animation, why don't you tell us what was it like working on Kakushigoto?
Yeah, Kakushigoto was pretty nice. That was like one of the first shows I had like an actual character with, or at least the first time I had an audition from Funimation that I got a character from. So that was pretty awesome to work on that show. I got to work with some pretty awesome people directing me on that show and engineers and like I just looking at the cast list when I first got announced, and I'm like, oh man, everybody on this cast list is like a 10, 15-year vet, one of the greats. I'm just like, oh shoot, I'm in this. What's going on here? Oh no. But yeah, it was a pretty pretty great show. Like it's another goofy one. So my character in that one, Kakeru, he got to do a lot of goofy stuff, a lot of screams, a lot of cries, a lot of just really, really wacky stuff at the same time as the other characters. So it was another show that I'm like, yeah, this is something that's feels really good to me. Feels like my wheelhouse doing that one. So it was a nice show to cut my teeth on.
Yeah, no, this show it's really special just because of the story itself, that the direction it takes. Basically, the show is just about this manga artist how he's trying to work with his daily life, trying to raise his daughter, and then just seeing his different co-workers or peers around his life, how he's just trying to live this life that he's a salary man, but he isn't. He's just a real manga artist, and just seeing how everyone has like some influence in his life, and just how everyone has like this color to them that they add to the character's life. So I think it's pretty cool uh, approach on what the whole anime is trying to portray with some funny moments, but it's too serious in the tone on how this father, he's really unsure how he wants to tell the truth to his daughter because she's younger and there's not a profession that many people would, I guess, appreciate because it's not the real work. It's not the 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. type of work. It's not the white collar work or the blue collar work where you're at the grind all the time. But manga work, it is a grind in its own. It takes time and patience and creativity. So that's why I respect the show, and I hope many more will check it out and envelop themselves in the story.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. It's got some nice twists too in it. I really enjoy it. That's another one that like I watched after the fact too, and I'm just like, wow, this is a really great show while I was recording it. So it's pretty great.
Yeah, no, glad you could be part of the show. Just being in any anime that really tries to draw its audience into the story that it tells. It's just fascinating. Just trying to understand the creators, the authors, on what they're trying to hit home with in these storylines.
Yeah, it works really great. And I know like the show has outside of like its regular puns on it, it's got a lot of kind of like wordplay puns, some of which don't exactly work in the English dub version. But I know like for my character, Kakeru, his position at that company is just he does a lot of the erasing on the manga when it comes to fixing mistakes and whatnot, as far as I know. And his name is a pun on the word eraser too. So like a lot of jokes like that sadly just can't translate over, but it's kind of nice how many layers the show has when it comes to how they made it. It's a pretty cool one.
Yeah, no, it's just a great show. Just again, was just how all these characters they they contribute something into the story one way or the other, and it's just always good to just see those little details that make a big difference in these animes.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, and then just making the transition from comedy to more of a serious tone, more of a sports element anime. So, what was it like getting to work on Megalo Box Season 2?
Megalo Box is another one of my real favorites to work on. That one was pretty good because I didn't know that like what the show was about fully before I started recording for it. So I got in there and saw the context of the scenes and I'm like, "Oh wow, this character Mio, he's going through some stuff. He's got some problems he needs to work out with." So there's a lot of like sensitive topics, like when it comes to that character fitting in and the whole season two vibe in general. I actually just finished watching season one a couple days ago for Megalobox, and man, that is one of the goats I will say in terms of anime in season one. And then going to season two, it's such a different tone shift where it goes to just somebody who's broken trying to piece themselves back together and him finding some people who might need his help going down the line. And Mio being somebody who's kind of caught between trying to fit in to this new place, but kind of betraying his family because of the what is the word? The very xenophobic people in that country. And it mirrors a lot of stuff that happens in this country to this day. So it's like, it's a very real and it's a very touchy thing to go on. And I really like that. And like, I really enjoy being a part of that story. And Megalobox has a really nice place in my heart too, because Mio's like the first time I got to play like a very like black representing character in anime. So really appreciate getting that opportunity to voice him.
Yeah, Megalo Box Season 2 really became relatable because of that. And I spoke to your good friend Bam Bamasida as well with this show, getting to represent your respected characters, him being of Hispanic descent and you being of Black descent. You guys got to play an identity of your guys' self in this anime, just trying to be in that whole relatable aspect, that whole story, where there's some real life issues in an anime, and that those come here and there, but at this extent, I'm pretty sure it was really what's the word I'm looking for this one? I guess just trying to find a piece of yourselves in this anime and just trying to just reflect back like, well, like, I can't believe an anime like this is speaking up in a way speaking about these tough social issues that most people either try to avoid or not talk about because it's that really touchy. So yeah, I'm glad that Megalo Box can at least shed some light in when it comes to social issues.
Yeah, really does. As of right now, season 2, I know the regular broadcast is done. The dub broadcast isn't finished yet. I've already finished recording all my stuff for the last episodes of it, so it'll probably be done in the next couple months or so. But yeah, it's definitely something to check out because I just started watching season 2, so probably wait for it to finish before I wrap up watching it. But it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely. It's again, it's one of those shows where you just get hooked on just by the message it tells, by the story structure, and again, just going back to anime, it's just telling those stories that don't always get told or not in a certain way that you would expect. Just gets you more invested in going through these different chapters, just going through these characters and what they're feeling and what they're going through. It just captivates just the audience, just and just all these animes.
Yeah,
So
there's a
yeah,
lot to go through with it.
definitely. So another transition you want to make, keeping into that whole sports element. Another one you got to work on is this show. What was it like working on Skate Leading Stars?
Skate Leading Stars was pretty fun. That was another, sports anime, kind of like Prince of Tennis. So I got to play Shunoban, a member of one of the other skate teams on there. So that was pretty cool. Shunoban was around here and there, and he got to take part in some of the competitions. So it was cool just to be a part of that grand scheme of things with the group because Skate Leading Stars had a pretty awesome cast, and that was Jerry Jewell who directed that one. So he brought me in for that one and a bunch of other people, and it's a pretty good time. I guess that is just a nice time to be a part of an ensemble cast and play off of a lot of the other people on the cast too, because sometimes we record, we might not have other people's voices on there. A lot of times we did have other people's voices, so it was nice to play off of the other dudes and girls in the cast as well. So yeah, I enjoyed that one. It was a good one. Be cool if that one got a season 2. We'll have to see.
Yeah, this one was interesting. I think the thing that really stood out the most is just how many male characters or male actors got to be part of it. And usually with shows like these, mostly it's big casts when it comes to females. When it comes even to like the sports animes or just non-sports animes, usually get more comfortable seeing mostly a big list of female actors. But now it's kind of like switched around, and so it's like okay, so you get to see all these names, especially with you just being part of something like this. So I think that's pretty cool. Just thinking about that now.
Yeah, I always get a little excited when I see a big old ensemble cast getting announced show, and I'm like, I wonder, is there any opportunity for me to get in on that? So it's always pretty cool because you get a lot of opportunity to see people you might not normally see in those shows. You get to play off of people you might not normally get to play off of. So it was pretty nice. So I always look forward to those kind of things. It's a good time.
Yeah, no, definitely, it's good time when now we're getting a lot of these shows that will require a bunch of male actors coming into the studio, record for these animes that just have so many characters, so many male characters that need to be voiced in. So yeah, and then hopefully your wish will come true for season two. Always a demand for new seasons.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, and then making our transition away from sports animes. Now we get something that's gonna be very serious and very dark. And this one was your very first Crunchyroll show you got to work on. And this is 86. While I was like working on that show.
86 was pretty interesting. Yeah, that was my first LA dub that I got to work on, so that was pretty fun. Got to work with a lot of new people on that show. It was cool because with the cast on that, it was like a lot of LA actors, but also a couple of Dallas actors on there, or former Dallas actors or former LA actors. So there was a lot of mix over with the cast. I got to play two characters in that one, Chise and Kino, and that one was pretty cool to watch because that's like one of the shows that I had seen before. I actually knew I was gonna be part of it. I'm just like, hey, this show looks cool. Let me go ahead and take a look at this. And I watched it. And I'm like, whoa, this is dark. Okay. And then I watched it, and then when I got into it, I'm like, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna be some people in it. Cool. Wait, I'm probably gonna die. Oh boy. So yeah, it was pretty nice there with the two characters in there. Kino is definitely my favorite of the two to play because he's just pretty goofy character. There's like a scene where I think they're talking like some battle plans or something like that, and he's just got a magazine of what I assume is to be some unmentionable documents. But he's just got his face buried in that, just giggling like he's crazy. So it was pretty nice to be a part of that show. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, this one is another MA that you got to work on that also tackled on social issues in terms of discrimination and just that idea of separating humans from other humans. It just and then top it all off, just having that whole war torn element thrown into it, and just watching the show just got me like on the edge of my seat because you do feel compassion for these characters. You do feel some attachment, and as you said, like you're just not sure if they're going to die in this episode or the next episode. So you're always, just hoping for the best outcome and not for a sudden death just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, there are a lot of times where I'm just like finishing up a recording session for it. I'm like, all right, well, that was my last one. Oh well. And then like the next week comes, or like, I'm like, wait, I got another one. Wait, I'm still alive. What's going on here? So, that was it's pretty fun. Honestly, it's pretty great.
Yeah, and I really enjoy that. I really got hooked in immediately. I'm just wondering how this is going to all end, once it reaches the last episode, or maybe if it's going to be one of those longer stories where it's going to demand a season two. But overall, just the storyline itself, it just there's so many possibilities that it can branch out from. And again, just hoping for these characters to make it out as best as they can. So we'll see how it all plays out.
Yeah, I think it ended like around episode 11, I want to say. And as far as I know, I think it's getting a second core. I think they did announce that it was going to get like another set of episodes. I'm not sure if it counts as a season two per se, but I believe there are more episodes coming out. So that'll be interesting to see what happens later on in the story.
Yeah, definitely. I just like to, just see how far these tough, dark shows that always, gets you invested. Just seeing how it all ends because it is really hard to take in some certain moments, but at the same time, you just want to keep your eyes open and see what the next episode will entail.
Yeah, exactly. Never know what's going to happen until, it happens. Unless you read the light novel or the manga. Well, that's another story.
Yeah, you got me there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, then. So now I have a funny question I'd like to ask everyone. If you could be any character you have played in real life, who will you be? And you can mix and match.
If I could be any character that I have played in real life. Okay, okay. I would say probably easily off the top of my head, I would say that Poseidon's probably my favorite character that I'd probably want to be just because it's like he's the god of the seas, he's pretty cool, honestly. He's a pretty dope character. He has cool powers and stuff like that. And like for me personally, like whenever I play a game, if there's an option to play like water element characters, then I'm always going for that. Like you catch me in Pokemon, you catch me in PvP, I will be running a team of only water types and I'm still gonna win. It's it's got a lot of it's got a special place in my heart. So getting booked as Poseidon was one of my favorite things because I'm like, yeah, this is the character that I really wanted to be, but didn't expect to get him. So getting him was a really, real cool win.
Well, now that did not know about that you are a water type person. So I guess anyone that's watching this interview who is heavily into Pokemon now know where your element type is at. So water is your go-to or is your forte.
Yes, water gyms for the win. I play mono water whenever I play a Pokemon. I've had people like come to me with, "Oh, I'll bring electric type teams, I'll bring grass type teams," and I'm like, "Dude, that's not gonna do anything. Half of them are water ground anyway. Electric doesn't matter. Grass, 90% of them know Ice Beam anyway. It doesn't matter. You're still gonna get folded. It's okay." This just is what it is, man. That's just what I do. So fun.
Uh, Now that's good to know. It's it's great that you have that passion for the water types.
Yeah, it's my jam.
All right. Another question: is there anything else coming out that you can't talk about, or anything you want to plug in at this time?
Let's see here. I'm pretty sure everything that I can talk about is already out, but definitely finish up watching the dub of Megalo Box because that's on like I want to say 8 or 9 right now. So that's still ongoing. If anybody hasn't seen like the Prince of Tennis OVA that dropped, like we talked about, definitely see that because we had so much talent on that cast too. Because that was another big ensemble cast. So we got Texas actors, LA actors, actors from neither in that show. So I really, really, really suggest people watch that because that is a super, super fun time, super crazy time. And then, yeah, that is some others. I would say also, if you could watch SSSS Dynazenon, and by extension also SSSS Gridman if you haven't already seen it. Dynazenon is a pretty cool. They're both, big giant robot kaiju fight shows. So I really love that. I really love like the Power Rangers, Super Sentai-esque fights in there. So super duper recommend both of those shows. And Dynazenon, I play a bunch of extra characters here and there all throughout the first 2 episodes. And in the second episode, I play the kaiju fight of the day, which named is, if I'm saying it right, Gray Jorn or Gray Horn. He's a big purple dude with like size for hands and like wings, and he can teleport. It's really cool. Yeah, you can watch Tim get blown up and stuff in that episode, but also watch it because the cast is really, really, really good. They have some of my friends in there. They have like Lee George playing some characters in there. Well, one of the lead characters in there. We have like Kristen McGuire playing in there too. Some all really awesome people in that cast. So yeah, definitely watch that one for sure. Has a very special place in my heart. Let's see here. Yeah, so that's like one of the most recent ones I say catch on there. I play a character called Onuma in My Hero Academia that's recently been airing for season 5. So I'm here every now and again because we're in Endeavor arcs, and Onuma's one of Endeavor's sidekicks. So he's pops his head every now and again on that season. I really like My Hero in general. Been like watching it since 2012, even before I really even started acting. So super duper love it. It was 2012 it came out. It came out sometime around there. I'm crazy, but it's something. I would definitely say watching that one because season 5 just really good in general, and My Hero will probably not stop being good, so definitely watch that in general. Yeah, but yeah, I definitely say all the shows that we watch, they all tackle different things and they're all really nice in their own way. Like again, Sleepy Princess is a real good chuckle fest. Same thing with Kakushigoto. I love those stories with like single dad and his kid trying to just take care of things, just trying to live his life as best as possible, even though he's making it a lot harder for himself than he needs to. But it's a really good show, nonetheless. The lead in that show, Howard Wong, is a really cool dude. He directed Prince of Tennis, and he did a really good job on that one. So definitely watch that. Segueing off to Prince of Tennis again because it's a dang good show. Watch that, please. And yeah, so just honestly, every show I'd say that we talked about today deserves a watch in its own right. They're all cool in their own way. They all are special in their own way, and I love working on all of them.
Great shows, and yes, I'll get to the SSSS. What do you even call it, like 1 and 2, or parts 1 and 2? I definitely want to check that one
Yeah,
out.
like oh yeah, first one's Gridman, the second one's Dynazenon, so definitely watch them in order if you can.
I will. That definitely will do. So to wrap things up, why don't you tell us, do you have any Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or any other social media for fans to contact you at?
Uh, yeah. My Twitter would be at Kevin D Thelwell. Instagram is about the same. I believe it's Kevin D Thelwell VO, if not Kevin Thelwell VO, one of those two. I don't really use Instagram as much as I should be. Twitter is my main, bread and butter for that one. Facebook is just my name as well. I might make a special page for that later to make it easier, but Twitter is the main thing I use. Sometimes I'll shit posts on there. I'll see most of my role announcements on there and just chatting with people. I know when Prince of Tennis dropped, we had a lot of really cool people from the Prince of Tennis community share some love for the dub on there. So that was really awesome to see like people talking about how they liked it or see cosplays of characters. So it was really cool. So prefer Twitter, but everything else works too.
All right, then. Well, thank you, Kevin, for joining me for this interview. It was definitely great to have you here and talk about all your amazing roles here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you, and wish you all the best in your endeavors. Hoping to keep seeing you in many more awesome titles like these here.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll catch you guys later.
Yep, and thank you to our viewers here for tuning in for another episode. All the Ohio guys here. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye.